Everyone, and welcome to yet another guitar lesson. I'm Martin Tennant, and today this is the second video lesson for my series on guitar articulation. And in this video lesson it's going to be a continuation on what we did from last lesson in this series, where we took a basic guitar lick idea for the kind that you would accept from a beginner guitar book, and then we applied various different techniques, slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs, bends, vibrato, to articulate the lick and to make it musically more interesting and to spice up your playing. And this will really make your playing so much more interesting and better in the long run. So today, in this video lesson, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did in the last lesson, only this time we're going to use a different lick. And this lick is a little longer than the last one, a little more advanced, but I'll show you how to play it. I'll break it down for you and make sure you get all the right notes and get the right rhythm for the lick, and then from there we'll practice playing the lick a few times in its mechanical form, just straight up notes with no vibrato, slides or anything. And then from there we'll experiment a little bit, and we'll combine a combination of using various guitar techniques along with various rhythmic changes to change up this riff and make it musically interesting and phrase up the shape of these notes, and to really work on these articulation skills. So let's get straight to it. I'm going to zoom in on the neck and we'll take a look at this. Okay, so for this particular lick that we're going to learn for this lesson is based on the 7th position, which is between fret 7 and 10, and we're going to be using the B minor pentatonic. So that's your scale for this lick. And the lick itself is going to sound a little like this. Again, a little slower. So what I'm doing is I'm starting off on with the third finger on the 9th fret of the G string, and then with the pinky moving up to the 10th fret of the G, back down to E on the 9th fret. So far we have, and that's all quaver notes, so it's again. And then we move down to the 7th fret of the G with the first finger, and that will be a crotchet, so that's going to be so far. Next we have 7th fret again, but this time we're going to be on the D string, and then we're moving to the 9th fret of the D string. So then they're both crotchets again, so that will be so far we have practice that a few times. So that's the first half of the lick. The second half is so for this we're going to start 7th fret on the A string, the first finger obviously, and then we have a chromatic ascending passage using the blues note. So that's going to be 7, 8, 9. Then we're going to go back up to the 7th on the D. So again, that would be. And lastly, we have 2 crotchets on the 10th on the low E string, and then on the 7th of the low E. So together that is again. So all together at a slow tempo, that lick will be. One more time. Let's practice that riff at full speed a couple of times, then we'll move on to how to make this look a bit more musically interesting. So. One more time. Now let's work on making this look a little bit more musically interesting. Let's start off like we did last time by shortening the notes. So instead of, we're going to do, so you're using a staccato effect. So let's try that now. So that would be again. Now let's try that a little bit up to speed now. Again. One more time. So like I said the last time when we did this, it's the same notes, the same riff, and it's just a very different feel, but still very much mechanical sounding, which is fine. But if we want to make this more interesting and add some articulation to this riff, we're going to have to do more than that. So let's try and alter the length of the notes first of all. So we're going to make some notes shorter and some notes longer. So what we're going to do is this. Notice how some of the notes are shorter and longer. So in this case, these 2 notes are going to be staccato, and then when we get to the 7th on the G, we're going to sustain that. Then when we get to 7th on the D, that's going to be cut short. So that would be so far. Then when we go to the 9th on the D, that will be sustained. Then sustained on 7th, 8th and 9th of A. When we go back to the 7th, that'll be cut short again. So far we have then the last two notes, sustain on the 10th of the low E, then on the 7th of low E we're going to cut that short. So from top that would be, and we'll play it slow once again so we can get used to it. Now a little faster. Again. So let's add a bit more to this lick now. We're going to use a bend, a slide and a pull off just to make it that more interesting. So we're going to start off with a bend on the G string. So instead of doing, we're going to replace that with a bend. So starting on the 9th fret on the G, bend up to the fret above, then back down to the 9th fret. So from 9 bend up to 10, back down to 9, then to go to your 7. Then when we go to, we're going to do a slide on the 4th string from 7 to 9 using your first finger. So far. And make sure that this note as well is cut short, so it's not, it's. In the second half of the lick we have so that's just going to be all picked notes. Then when we go up to the A on the 7th fret of D, we're going to cut that short. Then when we get to the 6th string, we're going to pick the 10th fret, then hammer off to the 7. Now it's worth noting that it is a little harder to hammer on using the 4th and your 1st, and especially when you're doing it on the thicker string. The best way to apply this technique is to pick the note, then flick off your pinky like that, rather than just take it straight off. Although if you have enough distortion that will work, but if you flick it off, the sound from the 7/4 will be a lot louder than if you just did. Okay, so let's try that now at slow tempo. Again. One more time. Now let's try it at full speed. Now let's try and develop this lick further still. We're going to do another bend on the G string from fret 9 up to the 10th, back down to 9. Then when we go to the 7th, we're going to add vibrato. And if you can, give it an aggressive kind of vibrato, because that will give it a really hard rock sound. But if you want to just use the light one, that's fine as well. Either will work. So that's the first bit. Then when we go to the D string, the rhythm is going to be changed just slightly. We're going to pick the 7th on the D, and then we're going to pick it again, and then we'll hammer on to the 9th fret. So be like. So we're going to pick the note, cut it short, then pick the note again, and hammer on to the 9th. So far we have then for the second half now don't worry, it's not as hard as it looks. The difficult bit comes when you're doing the slide with your pinky, but we'll worry about that in just a minute. First of all, we've got this bit to deal with. So when we're doing the chromatic ascending lick passage on the A string, instead of just picking the notes, we're just going to palm mute them. So straight away this is going to transform the feeling and the mood for this riff just by, instead of picking them straight, I'm going to palm mute them. And it will really emphasise the other notes, particularly the A on the 7th fret of D right after it, which we're going to include a bit of vibrato in it as well. So that will be again. So far we have and then the last bit is the slide from 10 to 7 on the low E. So most of you are probably not used to doing slides with your pinky, but they do exist, and it's actually a pretty handy technique, particularly if you want to play in one position during the solo and then you want to transition to another position, then you're playing down here. Just as an example, start off with the pinky on the 10th, and then it's a good idea when you're doing a slide with your pinky that you put all your other 3 fingers on the string behind it, and this will give your pinky that little bit extra support. If you do it like this, you'll find you'll have slightly less control on the finger. So it's better use all 4 fingers when you're using a 4th finger slide. We'll pick the 7th, and then we're going to slide all the way down to the 7th fret. So, second half all the way through. Now let's try that riff again from the top at a slow tempo. One more time. Now let's try that up to speed. Again. So the last lick is the hardest one, but at the same time it's probably the most musically interesting one. That's going to sound like this. So you're probably thinking, wow, there's a lot in there. And in truth, there's a lot of notes in there, but this is really where you're going to get your... This is really how you're going to spice up your playing, by playing around with the different techniques and playing more frequent notes. So slowly this lick goes. So let's break this one down. We're going to start off with, instead of playing a bend on the knife going up to half to 10, we're going to do a slide instead. So it's just a half step slide, and we're going to cut off the note when we get to the 10th. So instead of being, we're going to cut this note short. So the best way to do that is to just take your hand off, release the tension in your fretting hand, and it'll cut the note short. Or you can use your picking hand and just bring your pick down on the string just to stop the note from ringing out. Either one will work. Then we're going to back down to the 7th fret, do a bit of vibrato. Again, make it aggressive if you can, so we can get that really cool rock sound going. So that's what we have so far. And then again, cut it short. Don't go. We want it to be, the vibrato to be aggressive, but we don't want it to last too long, so be aggressive vibrato, then cut the note short. Then after that we've got, now this is very similar to the last lick where we had, it's just the same idea where we've got pick the 7th fret on the D, then pick again, then hammer on. But this time when we reach the hammer on note on the knife, we're going to cut that short as well, so it will be instead of. Alright, so again, same technique applies here, just let the note ring out for a split second, then cut it short. Leave the tension in your hand. So far we have then we have now, first of all, I should point out that this time we've altered the rhythm just a little bit here because we've cut this note short. So we're going to be hitting the 7th on the A on the off beat instead of the on beat, so it's going to come in slightly earlier. So rather than doing, it's going to be, and we're going to be, again, add some vibrato on that note, and then we're going to hit frets 8 and 9 with palm mutes, so it'll be, and noticed how the rhythm there has changed as well, instead of this. So watch out for that. Then going back up to the 7th on the D, add a bit of vibrato and cut it short again. And then we're quickly going to go on to 10 on the 6th. And then we're going to do a technique that you might not have done before. This is a series of hammer-ons and pull-offs, but in the case of music talk, this is actually going to be referred to as a trill. We're going to do a trill here, which is Now it's basically what it looks like. So a trill is basically what it looks like. We're going to do a series of very quick hammer-on and pull-offs, and we're only going to be picking one note for this, and that's going to be the very first note. So we're going to pick the 7th fret, and then we're going to, with the 4th finger, we're going to hammer on to the 10th, then immediately pull off back down to the 7, hammer on back to the 10, and pull off back to the 7, and then you just repeat that, and you just do it very, very quickly. What's funny about that is that just playing at that speed makes it sound like a siren, almost. Sounds like the police is coming. But when you play it fast, it sounds a lot cooler. So that's the basic technique. You might want to practice that before you get into this lick. But that sounds really cool. It's kind of almost similar to tapping, except that you're not using your picking hand at all, apart from picking the first note. Then the rest is done in the fretting hand. So let's review the lick again, and we'll do it extra slow this time, so just because this is a more difficult one. Again. One more time. Let's try it a little bit faster now. Again. Okay, now let's try it at full speed, and make sure that you're cutting out the notes using your fretting hand in the right place, and watch out for the trill at the end. Make sure there's clarity in each note when you're playing that trill. Okay, so let's try it at full speed now. And again. And one more time. So that was lesson 2 of guitar articulation, and I hope that you really enjoyed that, and that you were challenged by not only the lick, but by how we applied all the different techniques and altered the rhythm to make this lick really, really, really cool, and transform it into something that's a lot more powerful and interesting musically instead than the mechanical version. And it's like I said in the last video of this series, that once you've really learned your guitar techniques and you've got the basic fundamentals down, and you've learned a lot of different licks from your days from being a beginner, you can then take these ideas, like the ones that I've shown you in these 2 videos so far, and you could, by combining your techniques and using them in various different ways, combine them in different ways to shape the notes, and also to alter the rhythm of the notes as well. And you can even go as far as changing time signatures. All of those things will help you to find new and interesting and exciting ways to come up with some really cool guitar lead ideas that otherwise would not be. It's easy enough to say that music is really just a case of, it's all about hitting the right notes at the right time, and as long as you get the notes correctly and sounding out, you should be fine. Well, as you can tell from the series so far, there's a little bit more to it than that, And I would say that music is really all about expressing yourself as a musician rather than just trying to play a song and playing the correct notes and hope for the best. If you want to become a musician and play an instrument at a high level, and if you have a passion for music as well, then you really need to understand about musical expression. It's not all about hitting the notes, it's all really more about being expressive and being creative and really mastering how to phrase your notes and your licks and your solos in a way that people are going to relate to. And that can only be achieved properly through the practice of musical articulation. So that's the end of this lesson. Next lesson we're going to do the same thing again, but however each lick is going to be based on a different location, so they won't be exactly the same as the ones, like for instance the first one was based on the A minor pentatonic, and then the second one, the one today, was based on the B minor. Well, the next week and the week after we're going to take it a step further, and we're going to limit the string sets that we use as well as changing up the scale and the position that we use. That way you'll be able to experiment with lick ideas based on different locations rather than just using the same scale. So, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I hope to see you in the next lesson. Keep practicing all this good stuff, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.